So what do we mean by the guide to the regulatory maze? Um, that is a list, we won't go through all of these, don't worry, but it's a list of the primary statutory instruments that have been in force for some years, as you can see, going back to the Theft Act in 1968, and particularly the Proceeds of Crime Act 2002, always known in the market as HOCA, and the Dealing in Cultural Offences Act in 2003. And these have underpinned the sort of regulatory requirements for the art market for some years. However, the big development came with the fifth money laundering directive, which was implemented in the UK by the Money Laundering, Terrorist Financing and Transfer of Funds Information on the Payer Regulations 2017. Those regulations were amended in 2019 to bring the art market within scope. So these regulations previously applied to banks, law firms, accountants, etc. And from 2020 to January 2020, brought in the art market. So we're going to look primarily at those regulations and the regulatory status for the art market and how it is responding to that, or trying to respond to that in practice. But throughout, we're obviously going to bear in mind that you have the parallel sanctions, financial sanctions regime that has obviously always been in place, but has been hugely extended over the last few weeks for obvious reasons. Finally, if you have to make a suspicious activity report, so there is effectively a red flag that you have not been able to resolve, the first step is purely internal. All staff, where they have knowledge or suspicion of money laundering or criminal activity, should discuss this with the nominated officer, the MLRO, before doing anything else. And they should do that as early as possible, because it's really part of the analysis of red flags. That discussion happens, what further questions should be asked, and how does one assess the information received. If that interactive process cannot answer the questions, well, then the member of staff makes an internal report to the firm's nominated officer, MLRO. So clearly, staff training and the processes in place are absolutely key to underpinning this process.